My name is Young Kim. I was born in 1960, so I'm 58 years old. When I came to the US, I was 22 years old. So I spent most of my time working for nonprofit organizations as a volunteer. I've been going to the same church since I came to the US for almost 35 years. So my life is very much formed around church activity. Most importantly, besides attending the service, I serve as a youth group teacher, a Korean youth group teacher. The Korean kids is, I mean, all the students in their adolescence period, they are going through a lot of difficulties as they grow up. But for the Korean American students, they are having especially more difficult time, as you understand. The first generation and their culture are very different, and they don't know how to communicate. They don't understand each other. And I feel like as being a 1.5 generation immigrant, I feel like I'm liable to try to be a bridge for both generations. Mainly through my church work, I want to have establish personal relationship with that under God. So if there's anything I can be helpful, making their life a little better. I don't have capability to make big changes in their life, but anything, even though, if I can make them smile or be relieved from their stress, or anything I can do, I'll try to do. Well, there are a lot of students struggling with their parents, their family, because their parents are struggling to survive, and they don't have chance to learn this society. So they have a lot of conflicts with their kids. As I deal with the students, they have many different, they have difficulty in their life in a many different form, like getting along with the wrong friends, or not being successful at school, or doing the wrong things. It may look outwardly in a many different form, but eventually I think all their problems stems from their relationship within their family, especially with their parents. So I try to educate their parents, trying to understand their kids, because they don't have the perspective, in my humble opinion, to understand their kids, because they are so busy doing their job, surviving. They don't have chance to have a opportunity to view how this society works. Just simply because I was lucky I really didn't have to struggle as much as other family do. So I have more time and opportunity. I also am involved in some sort of Korean civil movement organizations, where we try to advocate justice in Korean society. Sometimes it can be a little political, and so we we broadcast a little YouTube news, and we also use SNS like Facebook and Twitter and the homepage to advocate our political view and social justice. When I first came to the US, I realized what it is like to respect people. I really started feeling what human rights is all about. Because when I was in Korea, Korea was under dictatorship, and at that time Korea was a relatively very poor country, so people were just desperate for surviving, and they didn't have any concerns regarding human rights or respecting individuals. Everything was a matter of survival. So when I came to the US, I felt very fortunate that I was being treated with such a respect. Even though I was foreigner, I wasn't able to speak English, but people were just respecting me as a human being. So that kind of struck me, you know. So looking back my own country, I feel like, and it probably in my later future, I really wanted to focus on human rights and society with justice. That's how I got involved in all different directions with younger generations and working with these civil rights organizations. I felt like I grew up under a lot of oppression, and when I came to the U.S., I felt like I have learned history throughout my regular school years until college, but what I have learned in Korea was very different, I realized when I came here. So I started try to learn Korean history in context of US perspective. So that kind of opened my eyes, you know, how history can be written in a totally different perspective. Even after I came to America, I felt like, you know, I had that fear. I'm always being under censorship, and somebody is listening over me, or I can be, you know, arrested for the things I'm saying or the books I'm reading. So I still had that phobia. At the same time, in Korea, people start realizing as they get more information through internet, they start realizing what's wrong and what's right. So people in the US try to kind of a little help the development of Korean democracy. My name is Hyeong. This is my Korean American story.